underneath the car here, putting these extensions on for the lower control arms. Let me flip this around here. It comes with these really thin washers. I didn't see any instructions for this, nor did I look any up. But what I use them for is to go next to the spacer here, add them washers to it, and that will go in here, and I get to add the washers to make that tighter. Oh, this one's going to need a heck of a lot more on that side. All right, so I'm going to add, actually, gotta watch the camera, see how much play is in there. So I'm actually going to add a big washer in there instead, and then some maybe little ones. All right, we'll get that put on and I'll show you the finished product. Let's go through what I had to go through on this side to make it fit. Oh boy, I gotta make a phone call in the morning. All right, so the lower extensions went on really good. Get some light on here. So I got that on real good. Problem I had this time is with the actual lower control arm. The top of the corner, this is the bottom of the corner, the top of the corner was hitting inside. Is actually hitting the back wall. So I had to take the curve off a little bit to let that come in deeper. I don't know if I can show you in a mirror. This ought to be interesting. Hey, we'll try it. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that. Well, anyways, I took a little bit of that backside off. Where the hell is it? I can't even see it. It looks like I took plenty off. Anyways, I had to take some of that back off to get it to come in. It was actually off about an 1/8 of an inch on this side, about a 1/16 on that side. So, anyways, it's on now. As far as I can go until I get the upper control arms. I got to take the one upper control arm, and I don't want it to roll off, roll around. So I'll wait till I get that and get that all put up there. And then tighten everything up, and then we'll pitch her back. And what I mean by pitch her back is I will degree the rear end. All right, putting on the sway bar on the rear. Show you that. And that went on really, really, really good. I mean, really good. Everything lines up beautiful. Perfect fit. Well, it's awfully low, but I don't know. All right. But yeah, it went on really easy. God, I wonder if it don't go the other way. That's awfully low. Might have it on wrong. I'll have to check that out. That's how the old one was. I already got a message out to Glenn at BMR on my lower sway bar. I don't like the way that looks at all. That ain't staying that way, that's for damn sure. That looks just wrong. And so, I'm going to see what this will do. This is for 68 to 72. I don't know why he sent it to me if it ain't the right one, but we're going to check it out and see how it looks underneath there and see if I can make it work. So I don't know if that was a mistake or what the heck, but obviously he had other stuff on his mind besides my 65 Chevelle. So let's go underneath there. I got the drive shaft loose already. We'll go underneath there and see how it looks. Well, let me show you what I got going on here. I actually think it would work if I didn't have an X-pipe, and I do have an X-pipe. And since I got the X-pipe, right where the bottom of the ring would be is where it is hitting on the X-pipe. It's meant to go right in there, and it looks like it would fit fine. So I just need to make up my mind if I want to make this one work and cut it up, or make my own and send this one back. Decisions. Well, I decided to cut it up. It's mine now because I already cut it. So I'm just going to take a little bit out of here on both sides, bring this part up, and that'll give me room for the X-pipe to come through the bottom. I only need like a 1/2 inch. I figured I'd cut it here because I can grind it all off nice and clean, both sides, re-weld it, and it'll look just like it did pretty much before. Alright, I'll keep going here and give you some more updates. One side done, one to go. Alright, I got it all cut off and cleaned up. Now I'll go underneath there and, like I said, I cut about a little bit out of it. Probably like 3/8 of an inch off each side. And I'll go up underneath there and get it mounted. And then I'll trim this to fit. Get right back to you here a second. Oh my God, what a mess. Basically ended up being probably whatever this thing cost me, 80, 100 bucks. That was a lot of money for just steel because I had to redo it all. I'll finish welding it up and I'll go through what I had to do to get this to work. Back at this thing. It's done. I still got to clean it up and prime and paint it. So here it is. So what I ended up doing is cutting the top half of the loop off. And then I had to squeeze it together so it can get up inside the, oh, what do you want to call it, floor supports. Then I finally got that to fix. Well, then it hit my X-pipe underneath an exhaust. And like I said, this B&R never said this would fit my car, but I thought it would fit a lot easier than it did. So once I cut it, it was mine. So, like I said, it was quite expensive, quite expensive steel. So then the bottom piece, I cut out like 1/4 inch on one side, slit the other side, brought it up, welded it tight. Went underneath there to see how much more room I needed, and I only needed, it fit in, it was just touching exhaust. So I took off another 1/4 inch on the opposite side, and then squeezed it together. And that's it. I'll get it primed up and painted and show you what the finished product looks like, because it looks like hell right now. Marking out the holes, and then I can mark them out on the car and put my riv nuts in, and that's how I'll mount that up. And I got them countersunk so I can put the riv nut head will go down inside of it when it's inside the car, so that'll be good to go. All of them are countersunk. And that'll give me a nice tight fit to the floor. Alright, I'll get her cleaned up and sanded and painted, primed and painted. Alright, we got her all cleaned up now. All the paint's off of it. Looking good. Welds, I need to get a new helmet, man. I can't see anymore. They still look good, but just that, yeah, I can't see the damn crack anymore. Alrighty, let's get it on the car. Test fit it and get her painted. Well, the final fit here without paint is looking pretty good. I'll go show you what I got going on underneath here. Alright. That's what it turned out like. So I got about 3/8 of an inch there between the exhaust. As you can see, it's right almost up against there, up against that side, and pretty close to the top, which gives the dry shaft plenty of room to go all the way up on top. Alright, I'm going to finish drilling it out. I got it set in place. Oh, my finger's in the way. Duh. So yeah, I got it all set up. So yeah, we'll finish drilling out, paint it, and show you what it looks like. Got 2 riv nuts in. Now I'll bolt it back in, drill the other 4 holes, and then put the riv nuts in. Okay, riv nuts are all in. You see the other side. Looks good. Now the time to paint some parts, or a part I should say. And there we go. And again, my dad will be proud. I'm actually letting the paint dry. I did cheat a little bit. I put a little heat to it. Looks good. Well, my correct control arms came in, so at least I can get them installed.
The next day.
Well, I gotta get this project done too before winter flies here. Show you what I got. Show you what I got going on here. Jesus. Changing my hinges out to a spring-loaded hinge. And what that's for is when the wind blows, these actually keep the door tight up against the wood. See, like right now, I can move this door back and forth just nonchalantly without even trying. So the wind can move it. See that? See the air come in? The wind can do that. That's how much plays in there. So the spring-loaded hinges should take care of that. Hope it. And not only these are pretty old and they're wore out. So get rid of them. Hopefully this takes care of it. All right. Just for an example now, remember how much daylight I got out of this? I must be able to move this like 3/4 of an inch right now. That's as hard as I pulled on it before, no light. Now I'm really pulling on it, but the spring load is taking it up. Cool, cool. And there you have it. They're all done. If you're doing it, what I did for the top ones is I put it in a vise and I beat this circle tighter to make it have less play in it. Since there's no real adjustability to that except for when you put it up against the wall so it's tight. That way it stays nice and tight against the wall. It has no room to move from the wind. And that does that. That ends that little project. Oop. And back to the car. Let's get them correct upper control arms on. Alright, we got this all done. Sure it looks like. Turned out real nice. Real nice. I like it. There we go. Drive shaft loop is done. On to the rear control arms. Alright, I got the length set off the old ones for now. We'll get them identical. And then we'll throw them on the car. Well, I talked to BMR on the lower, or on the sway bar. They told me to send it back. And he's going to send me the Pro Touring one, which is like $200 more, but what do you do? And I got the control arms in. Let's take a look here. Everything turned out pretty good. Actually, really good. They're all in. Lower ones are all tight now. The only thing that sucks is the sway bar marred up the lower control arm there. But I'll see if I can polish it out and make it look better. That's it right now. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Jake, are you working on the car? You working on the car?
The next day.
Well, my coilover conversion kit came for the rear end. Got it unboxed. Again, BMR. And I printed off the directions, which look pretty easy. And we'll get that installed and show you what that looks like. Alright, under the car here, I'll show you what I got to do, what I had to do to get this kit to work on my car. Alright, so when it comes to the bracket up there, which you can see, I already had two 5/16 nuts welded to the frame from when I restored the car and had the frame off. So I wouldn't have to screw around putting a wrench up there. So they give you 3/8 bolts. I had to use 5/16 there, which shouldn't be no big deal. But that pocket, or that shock holder, does not fit in there very good. It'll rock on there because none of that is straight and flat. So on that first corner, one that we see closest to my finger, I put a 7/16 bolt between that and the bracket to make up the difference of the gap. And then that second bolt there, which is a 3/8, that one's on a little bit of an angle. They give you washered bolt and washered nuts. Well, it doesn't no good because that one was too short to make it to the top. So I ended up using a different grade 8. I had to use like a 3/8 of an inch longer to make that work. The other side was no problem, but I had to grind out the bracket on this corner right here because it was not getting up in there tight enough to get into the holes. I'll show you what I ground off on the other part when I get out of here. This piece here went on really good, real easy. My holes lined up. I just ran the drill through this top hole here, which barely touched it because I had everything tight already. So I just ran the drill through so I can get the bolt in there. And I just got this set in here and loose for now. So yeah, I don't know if you can, I'll get the light over here once. So yeah, that hits that corner right there. So if they'd slot that out, let me get out of here. So if they'd slot this out just a little bit more, that'd give you room to get away from that wall. So it's either grind a corner out, or grind the slots in myself, or grind a corner out a little bit. So I decided just to grind the corner out a little bit, and I'll hit it with a little paint right now, and that'll be good enough till tomorrow morning when it dries. That's all I got for tonight. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning to finish the driver's side.
The next day.
I was putting this bracket in, and I just wanted to zoom in here because the light was hitting it just right, and you can see why I got to take that little corner out. And you see how much that corner, or why that corner needs to come out. So yeah, because that rounded angle, and I had a square corner there, so I had to take that out to get them other two bolts in. I just thought I'd share that too. Well, I got the conversion kit all in for the coilovers. All this stuff here went together real good, easy, which is basically just this bracket. I didn't even have to drill out the top hole, that slid right in. This piece here though, blocking the light, this bolt here is a nut on the backside, was a bitch. And I mean a bitch. I don't know why, but this shock tower is up higher, closer to the body than that one. And the bushings, everything where the bushings are measures the same. I stick my fingers in there, both tight at the same spot. So why that side is tighter to the tighter to the top, I have no idea. But it is what it is, so it's done now. Now I got to read on the Viking shocks and get them in here, and this is about done. Done my ass. I forgot about the sway bar. From their pictures, they said exhaust bracket's going to be in the way. Well, I can definitely tell you what, my exhaust bracket's going to be in the way because the sway bar comes up right through here. Nice. That's the only thing I don't like about all this shit is the constant cutting and redoing. I don't think my exhaust is going to work because you look how close it is to the shock. Look how close that exhaust is to the shock. Yeah, that ain't gonna be good. Let's see here. I can't see it, but I'm sure all you're seeing is the exhaust manifold, yeah. Exhaust pipe, no way. And the fun continues. What am I looking over there? Over there? I forgot to mention another thing that was different on this side. On this side here, I did not have to put a 7/16 bolt behind this to get the plate leveled out. That one was nothing. That one all bolted in like they had it designed. So that part was better. Why that side was like that, I have no idea, but it was. I was just editing some stuff here on my phone, and I see this. I just hope this doesn't play a part into anything. I just wonder if that is going to get in the way of the wheel and tire. Yeah, look at that shit. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Alright, I put the shocks together for the rear. I gotta make a phone call again. They are loose in there, and they are already halfway up the adjustment. Instructions say move them up to about a third. So that's way past a third, and there's not even any pressure on them yet. So we'll make a phone call to Viking to Monday and see what they got to say. So yeah, a lot of fun, back and forth, up and down, all around. And I'm sure I'm going to take off all my exhaust to get this shit in here. And then I'm probably going to have somebody redo the exhaust. Fun. It's when this shit's all paid for already, but whatever. That's it for this video. Stick around for, what is it, part 3 coming up?